What's up, guys? We're back again. Thanks for tuning in. I just want to say thanks to everybody who has subscribed. It's really awesome. We're at 30 right now. My goal is to get to 50 in the next 2 weeks, so thanks to everybody who has. You guys are awesome. Thanks to everybody who's watching the videos. You guys rock. So now let's get into the video. Alright, so we went to this one shithole fast food joint. It's more of a local joint in the area, and I'm going to be changing the name so I don't get hit up by a sleazy ass lawyer, because there's no way these guys could hire a good one, but you know, just so I don't get harassed. So we went to this place that I'm gonna call Penguin Town to go and get some fast food, right? So right away, this place looks kind of like shitty. It looks run down, fucking nasty. You know, like we're going in this place and it looks like an absolute hellhole. And the first thing that I heard was something moving around in the ceiling. And my aunt was with me and my cousin, and so I look over after we get in this nasty, filthy restaurant, like the floors look like they're not cleaned, everybody behind the counter looks like they're really not wanting to be there, and okay, so I look over, as she's ordering, because obviously she's gonna get me a cheeseburger. I'm a cheeseburger man, so I don't have to worry about telling her what I want. So I look over, and I see these two kids just sitting there laughing with a pack of fries and throwing, these fries up into this opening in the ceiling, right? You know how, some ceilings have panels up in the ceilings? How many times can I say ceilings? Anyway, so I seen these kids throwing fries up there and shit, and I'm like, what the hell are they doing? Why are they doing it? So I go over and I'm like, why are you guys throwing fries and shit up there in the ceiling? And then I heard a distinct sound, right? Some goofy shit, and I'm like, oh, what the hell is that? So I back up, and these kids are throwing fries up in the ceiling and laughing and shit, and then I see this tiny little black hand reach out of the hole in the ceiling, and I am freaked out as fuck at this point. 11-year-old me is like, oh hell no, right? And then I see this kid stand up on the booth, hold a fry up, and hand the little hand the fry, and then the little hand just slowly recedes back up into the ceiling. And at this point I'm like, what in the hell is that? And then I realize, oh shit, that's a fucking raccoon in the ceiling. Oh my god. So I'm like, holy shit, this place is nasty as hell. So I go back over towards my aunt, right? And my cousin, he has intestinal problems. So he goes to the bathroom, right? And he comes back and he looks like he's okay, so he just smells okay, so he's looking like he just smelled like a maggot orgy or some filthy shit like that. You know what I mean? So I'm like, alright, well let's go see it. It's not that bad, dude, because when he needs to go, he really needs to go. You know what I mean? So we go to the bathroom, alright? And the toilet is fucking overflown. I'm like, oh hell no, and this was nasty rot, this ain't even fresh, and some of it's spilling out into the floor and stuff, and I'm like, oh my god, this is so nasty. So we went back to get our aunt, and at this time, our aunt's flipping out at the dude behind the counter, right? And she's like, you guys are so fucking nasty. I found a Band-Aid in the fries that you guys just tried to give us. You guys are sick. And they're like, oh, so you don't want the fries? And freaking my aunt's like, hell no, I don't want your nasty used Band-Aid fries. And so they're like, okay, and then they try to put the fries back in like the fry warmer, or the, you know, like the fry dispenser, you know, like okay, so the fries come out of the fryer, and then they go in this thing until somebody orders them, you know, to keep them warm. Well, they try to put these nasty ass fries back in the dispenser. My aunt, she's gagging and shit, and she's going off like people are gonna eat out of those. You're sick. What is wrong with you, you nasty people? And these guys behind the counter are so stupid. They're like, I don't see what's wrong with putting the nasty Band-Aid fries back in the warmer, you know? And my aunt's like, oh hell to the fuck no, you know? And then my cousin, he's like, look at the bathroom, and I'm like, Kevin, no, stop it, you're gonna make it worse. And she's like, alright, well, let's go to the bathroom. She's like, I'm sure it's fine, you're just making it out to be worse than it is. So we go to the bathroom, and the two kids that were feeding the raccoon french fries in the goddamn ceiling were in the bathroom, and they were hitting the hell out of the lever and like overflowing the toilet, and it was going all over the floor and shit. So she opens the door, and immediately she's shotgunned with that filthy scent and the sight of these two kids overflowing the toilet, and she starts gagging and shit. And she's like, and I'm just like I could do nothing but laugh. And my cousin, poor dude, bless his heart, man, he was so innocent. Poor dude's almost in tears, right? So we're going back to the counter, and she's like, this whole place is filthy as hell. You guys are horrible people. You guys need to shut this place down. And freaking then I heard it again in the ceiling. It's like that, you know, and freaking it sounded like they were wrestling and shit up there, you know, like, you know, like a mano, they were thumping around and shit. And my she opens her mouth and looks up at the ceiling like, what the hell, you know, like okay, this is crazy. Like, she was going full on fucking pissed off Karen, right? Her mouth drops, and she's looking up at the ceiling, and she's like, you know, she's like, she just stopped dead in her tracks, right? And she's looking up at the ceiling, she's hearing this, and then we heard it, and then and I'm like, holy shit, did that thing get into a wire or something? Because it was like it was getting electrocuted or some shit. And she's like, what the hell is that? And I'm like, I think there are raccoons in the ceiling. She's like, oh, Jesus. And she looks back at them. She's like, I am calling the health inspector. Dude, I shit you not, the fucking manager took off his apron, laid his hat on the counter after he folded up his apron, and he hangs his head low. This dude walks out, and I'm like, oh man, you know, cause like I feel bad, right? But also the fact of this place is sick. You know what I mean? This is not an environment where you can serve food. If you find Band-Aids and a box of fries and you try to put them back in the dispenser, or you fail to call the exterminator for raccoons living in the kitchen, I mean, well, I mean, they probably made it into the kitchen, but, you know, in the ceiling. And then you don't send anybody to unclog the toilet, and you have fecal matter overflowing your bathroom. You know what I mean? Like, you know, and it was obvious they didn't clean that place at all. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not up for anybody losing their job. Like, that's a horrible thing. You know, I understand people got bills to pay, you know, families to feed, but at the same time, this place could get people fucking sick. And it was nasty, you know. So I was kind of rooting for my aunt. And we go out in the parking lot. She's calling up the city health inspector. She's like, you know, like, you guys need to get somebody over here right now. Pull these guys' license. They're fucking filthy. And it was like, oh god. Yeah. So, you know, we actually went to Burger King that day. That was a memorable time in my childhood. And that is how we got a fast food restaurant shut down because they were not open a week after that. So that's the end of this vid. Thanks for tuning in and listening to me ramble on about a crazy time in my childhood. See you next time. Bye.